Ebony K. Williams has went viral multiple different times this year for a few different hot takes. You may have remembered her from the bus driver conversation with Ayanna Van Zant, and then her doubling down on it and jumping on the Breakfast Club and talking specifically about how it is that she wouldn't or she would and what the state of black men is, and then her freezing eggs and women need to stand up and be modern women and blah, 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 blah. But largely, she set off a conversation earlier this year about, would you date a bus driver? That's what Ayanna Van Zant said. And she got an attitude, and it was really her disposition. It was really the way that she was responding. It wasn't the fact that you have preferences. It was the fact that you responded like you was that deal, yet not necessarily in a relationship or married either. But Eboni K. Williams has recently come out with a new message for black women. And this little message had got buried. And I was like, where is this message at? Because somebody sent it to me in my email. And when I tried to go and find it, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it on almost any platform. But lo and behold, I put my people on it and they sent it to me and we made sure that we got it up so we can have this conversation. And I wanted to share it with you in its entirety. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the message for you in its entirety. And then we're going to come back and we're going to dissect it frame by frame, all right? Let me show you what the message is that she had for you black women. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, get that Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. If you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get to it.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision-making instead of on the back half.
Now, Harpo, who is this woman?
The reality.
Harpo, who is this woman and where did she come from? Who is this woman and where did she come from? I'm very, 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 very much expecting for black women to come after you, lady. The very ones that you pandered to is probably going to be the ones that come after you. Harpo, who is this woman? And where did she come from? Wasn't she the same one that was telling women and was having a conversation about freezing her eggs and how she wouldn't date this guy and women should be doing it and focusing on themselves and high-powered and blah, 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 blah. Question. Who wrote this? Why did she agree to read it? And why is she switching it up? See, Phil said I'll give her props. Phil is so easily finessed. This is how y'all get finessed. Listen, they'll tell you and show you who they are the entire time. They will tell you and show you who they are the entire time. And then they'll switch up the message because they're not necessarily getting the results. Remember, it's a business decision. They'll switch up the message because they're not necessarily getting the results. And there's some key moments in here that you guys missed that I'm going to play over again just so you guys can understand what the hell is happening out here in these streets, okay? And then next thing you know, oh man, I agree with her. We all got to get on the Eboni K. Williams train. No, you don't. No, you don't. All you got to do is be quiet, sit back, fold your arms, and just watch and see what the hell is happening out here. Watch and see what the heck is happening out here. What y'all thought that you was just going to switch up that fast? All of a sudden, everybody is on the... Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all not that easily finessed, are y'all? Are y'all that easily finessed? Let me tell you. Let's break it down frame by frame. All right? Frame by frame, and then we're going to go from there.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding.
As men age, I'm going to break it down from a C student's perspective because I understand that she's incredibly educated. She has her degrees and her MSs and her DDAs and the BBAs and the BBLs and all of that stuff. So let me break it down from a C student's perspective, community college guy, a guy that she wouldn't even spit on if I was walking down the street, right? A guy that she wouldn't even acknowledge. I wouldn't even be in her purview. I am a blue collar guy. I am just like you. I am a person that grind and hustle and work my way up to the top. Went to community college. I didn't go to no fancy school. So I'm going to break it down from the real perspective. Let me replay it one more time, and then I'm going to help you to understand how you can translate this. For all of us regular dudes that can see through it, I'm going to break it down for you.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding.
Listen, when y'all send me these super chats, I need y'all to make sure that y'all don't add more than 2 or 3 syllables because optionality, ever expanding, all of these different words that I'm a C student. I am very much a remedial man. Call me remedial man. I'm cool with that. Remedial man. Translation. The value of men go up as they age. Is a very easy way to say that. We don't have to go through the optionality of women and all of this other type of stuff. As you get older, and this is true. Here's the key. Everything that she said is 100% spot on. But I need her to credit her sources. You thought that she came up with this on her own? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I need you to cite your sources, ma'am. Was it Kevin Samuels? Was it Anton from AntonDaniels.com? Was it Angry Man? Who was it? Andrew Tate? I don't know. Who are the people that gave you the insight to help you to understand this? I need you to cite your sources and credit them appropriately. This is not a new thought. This is not a new thing. We have been saying this for years on the internet. Years. Optionality of men? No. Let's just break it down. Let me break it all the way down for you. As men age, especially the great ones, especially the ones that y'all called the nerds in high school, the ones you wasn't checking for, now you want them to own the bus, we become exponentially more value and our sexual marketplace value skyrockets. Let's continue.
And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year.
Marriage, market value. Let me break it really down, real down. I'm going to get real ignorant right now. Your value to men are going down every single day that you age, and the best of you was in your 20s, but you want to get the rest of you to us. And so now guys are starting to wake up And now that we have the internet, now that we have guys that's able to give you insight and game and understanding on what it is that you are, and it's telling you, hey, listen, don't make a decision based off of where you are, make a decision on where you going to be. Instead of looking at her for what it is that she is now, understand that she's going to evolve and she's going to change as you age. She is 100% right, but I need her to cite her sources. Your sexual marketplace value goes like this. Women are already up here. Men are down here in their 20s. Chicks is going for the dudes that already got cars in high school. Drug dealers, entertainers, rappers, they bust it out, and then it goes like this. And then men continue to ascend, and they stay down, and they stay focused. And Becky over there with the good hair is making sure that she aligns herself with you while you're still in college and on the come up. And meanwhile, your marketplace value is going beep, boop, beep, boop. Translation.
No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose.
So she don't want to necessarily offend women that was rocking with her when she said that she wouldn't date the bus driver. She wants you to own the company. So that's why they put the if that's what you choose, because I'm only speaking to a certain demographic of people that want to make this decision. But let's be clear. Her message is very, very clear, and I agree with it. Hit yourself to the guy that's supposed to be best for you, and right after you graduate high school, when you're going into college, that is probably the person that you should marry instead of slutting it out. That is the person that you should be marrying instead of slutting it out. She is 1,000% correct, but I need you to cite your sources. I don't mind people switching up. I don't mind people changing their perspective. I just need them to cite their sources. Their sources. Where you get that from? Do tell. Do tell.
Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men.
Oh, so you all want the same guy that's not in jail, that's not gay. Now you want us to have multiple wives. So what she's basically telling you is the same thing that we've been telling you the entire time, is that it is going to be a competition, and the pool of men is not going to be based off of what you feel like you deserve, but what it is that you can acquire and you earn. Oh, so make sure that you don't slut it out. No more body positivity. Make sure you align yourself and hit yourself to the guy that's supposed to be best for you, the guy that you left, the guy that you said that you didn't want and you wanted to come back around, and you keep stalking his Facebook page, keep hoping that he divorced his wife. So now you want to jump on the bandwagon. Now you want to start giving women advice on how it is that they're supposed to move when it comes to the people that they align themselves to. Now your marketplace value is not that high. Let me add in a caveat, because this was only a 2-minute video, but let me add in a caveat really quickly. Another caveat of this conversation is this. More women are enrolled, but that does not necessarily mean that they're making more money or that they're not more in debt. Shout out to my people that started paying their college student loans again. More people and more women are enrolled, but it doesn't mean that they're translating that into more success. Doesn't mean that they're picking the right curriculums and degrees to go and seek after. Does not mean that they're not acquiring a ton of student loan debt that they're not going to be able to pay off, that you're going to have to hit yourself to. Fellas, don't think that just because she young and she pretty and she at the apex of what she is at that time is going to substantiate whether or not you should be with her. I think that women and men should be getting their degrees, and they should be intentional on the curriculum that they decide to go into. But let's be clear. Let's add a caveat on that. They're still picking trash basket weaving degrees. They still going to school and acquiring a bunch of student loan debt, and they still for the streets because they getting bussed down on campus. Let's be clear. But she's absolutely right. She's 100% right in everything that she's saying And I just want her to cite her sources.
And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD.
Wait a minute. She's basically telling people the opposite of what all of these women are advocating for her to do. All of the women that supported her. Remember when women say, hey, live your best life, and then when you ready, settle down? She said, oh, wait. You need to be simultaneously focusing on what's going to be best for your family long term while you're in college making the best of your time. How the pendulum swing. How you come back to the front of the congregation after a much humbling experience. What do you think that happened to Miss Eboni K. Williams that caused her to start having a different disposition about what it is that we see in the day? What do y'all think? What do you think happened? You think it was another man that told her that he loved her and then broke her heart, and so that's why she over there freezing her? I don't know. I'm guessing. Shout out to the super chats. Definitely going to be kicking in with those shortly. I have no idea. What do you think happened to help humble her, to help change her position, her disposition towards this whole situation? What happened to girl empowerment, focusing? Now you know that everybody going to switch on Eboni K. Williams. I love to get her on the show. I can't wait to get these type of women on the show. If they ever decide that they want to cam up, I am more than welcome to be able to have a conversation. But let's continue.
Because the handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision-making instead of on the back half. The number of
So you basically telling me what it is that I've been telling them for the extended period of time, but you think that they're going to listen to you and do anything differently outside of doing exactly what they've been doing for all of this time. Wow. You telling me it took you to get 40 years old in order to learn this? I don't believe it. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe she believes in what she's saying, but I believe that she's also pivoting for an ulterior motive. I just don't believe women by default no more. Sorry, ladies. The other women ruined it for y'all. We just can't just start believing y'all just because you women and that you halfway decent looking. We got to be able to substantiate your argument, and we need to understand where you're coming from as a result of it. Don't y'all get finessed. Be very, very careful. All women come back to the front of the congregation. All women come back to the front of the congregation when they start having problems. Do not get finessed.